Are you, once we dock, what are your plans for the rest of the night?
Work your eyebrows, Mesh. Work the eyebrows.
Damn, hitting them hard.
It's getting spicy.
What are your plans?
Hey everyone, my name is Connor and this is the Rennok series. We are in our second session, which should be episode 3. And as of the time that we're shooting this, we have gotten into a new apartment, which you'll recognize from the surrounding area. We've upgraded our lighting a little bit, and we posted the first episode, which was the first half of our first session. And at this time, we've got over 250 views, which was awesome. So huge thanks again. I know it's mostly friends and family who are watching it a couple of times to help us out, but definitely very helpful. So hopefully you're still liking the show, still watching it, liking and subscribing and commenting for the videos. But we're gonna go ahead and hop into our second session. Who remembers what happened last time? I do.
Our boat got attacked and people, I mean, none of us died. Some of us almost died.
It was a tentacle.
Tentacles.
I almost got to see the bottom of the ocean. That was nice.
Oh, was that?
Double nat 20 to go ahead and save the day. You know.
You went as high as
Nothing
you
big
go.
there, you know.
Yeah, and went as low as you could go.
Double nat 20 saves the
Seeing
scene.
All the sights. That's all you're doing. You're just like, I want to see what's down there.
I want to see everything.
I was telling before you arrived, I was telling I think Nick and Sage that as a DM I still felt like I gave the opportunity to explain, are you sure you want to wear heavy armor on a boat? So if anybody did die, I was going to be like, alright.
When I was re-watching it and you were the captain and you were like, you sure you want to be wearing that on the boat? I was like, there it was.
There was the warning.
There was.
Some people still did it.
Yep. So last time you guys all got to meet each other on the surf. And
turf.
got to
Surf
and turf.
I just had rations. Where'd you get this
Right.
surf and turf? Captain.
And are set and sail for Carington Port. Along your way, you got attacked by pirates, actually, who harpooned 4 harpoons into the back of the surf. But then, right as you were releasing the final harpoon to get some distance, it released itself, which then opened up to the giant squid that ended up attacking you guys. So we're hopping in. You guys are on June the 3rd. Is the date. It is June the 3rd. That is the day of the squid attack. So we are at the end of the day for the squid attack. Something I wanted to just kind of go over with you guys as players, just in case it comes up. If you remember, we do have 20 hours in a day. And the time isn't really measured like we measure it. There's no like 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock or anything like that. They normally measure things based off of how many hours after dawn, midday, dusk, and night, deep night it is. So you'll hear a lot of like 2 hours past midday, meet at such and such location. So pretty standard. You guys are probably about 2 hours from dusk. And before we hop into it with your guys' characters, I forgot to mention to the audience that the last session, the last 2 episodes, we were using the royalty-free zone on YouTube, but that ended up being very strange and weird to try to keep it playing. So what I found was Epidemic Sound, where you do make a monthly subscription and you have access to tons of really amazing music that I'm really excited to get into this session and play it as the players are playing, maybe even overlay it onto the video itself. But it's really good, and that's what we're listening to today. So, all right. So, you guys, what has happened after the events of last session? It is about 2 hours just before dusk, and you can see Captain Algren, Hermione Lachlan, and the rest of the crew putting together a burial at sea for Kyle, who had unfortunately passed away during the attack with the giant squid, but his body was retrieved by Kate and Cypher.
It was kind of
For some reason, I was thinking it was Kevin. I don't know why. But yeah, pass.
So they are preparing a burial at sea. What would you guys like to do?
Well, I'm going to attend, and I'm going to look at, because I'd spoken with them before, and I was going to say to both of them, you may have found solace in not being, or most of us all living, but I can't find solace in that. And I never will, and I'll just kind of walk past them as I say that.
Who are you saying this to?
Kelsaru and Artemis.
Gotcha.
Fuck, did I do?
So you go downstairs then?
I'm going to the burial.
I see.
We were downstairs.
Hmm?
We were.
Gotcha. The rest of everyone was downstairs, we'll say, for the start, and then the burial starting, so you go upstairs. Gotcha. First, downstairs.
I'm gonna go find Mesh.
She's downstairs. All of you are
Yes,
downstairs.
I will. Oh. Are you alright, Mesh?
I'm fine. I need to do something. And I'm gonna dig in my backpack and get a strip of leather out. It's like just yay long, just a rectangle of leather. And I'm gonna pick it up and then I'm going to go upstairs to the burial. And I'm gonna ask if I can place this in his hand, clenched, and then up on his chest, as if he was holding a strap of a shield.
Cool. So you're gonna start heading upstairs then?
Mhm.
Okay. How about the rest of you?
I will follow Mesh up to the dock.
Okay. So you just head upstairs?
Deck. Thing, place.
Deck.
Yeah.
Dock. Follow
Dock
on up.
deck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
head around.
I'm just gonna stay in bed.
You're gonna stay in bed? Okay.
Stay down as well.
Okay. So you can stay downstairs. The rest of you go up. You head upstairs. Jason actually is gonna go ahead and follow along with you, essentially. So the rest of you head upstairs. You can see Algren. Kyle has been kind of tied up with a bed sheet, and he has a weight to help kind of just take him. So they're finishing up a few words. Algren. Kyle was a good crew member. He was the third to join, and he's been with us for over a year. And he always did what he needed to do. He was always a good man, never lied, never just never deserved something like this, but I guess as the water wills. Do you come up with the leather strap now? He's wrapped up now, unfortunately, but you are able to tuck it in if you want to.
Would it be okay if I give him this to take with him?
What is that you have?
It's a handhold from a shield. In the Dharman culture, you want to die with your shield in your hand. That is what we do. And then, so to honor him, I would like to send him on with the strap from a shield.
That's kind. Absolutely, thank you. I'm sure he'd appreciate it.
So I'm going to step it in and then take 2 respectful steps back.
Looks to Hermione, kind of just shakes her head. He nods at her. Looks for him. Where is it? Zach?
He's still downstairs.
You guys start to hear a pan flute playing from the crow's nest. For those of you who turn to look up, you can see Padfoot, half a somber tune. The weight is dropped. The body goes over. You hear a splash. There's just silence. Alright, let's go. Time to carry on. We've lost time and we're not going to get it back, so. Hands on deck, let's go. They all kind of just start going back. Let's get an insight check from those of you who are above deck.
Why did you touch it? Why did you touch it?
What happened?
18.
18?
Not one.
It was what inside?
Almost a 19.
It was almost a 19.
21.
That is a 16.
You are fine.
Okay. The three of you happen to notice the mood of everyone. Algren seems distraught. It's nothing he hasn't seen before, but he hates seeing it. Lachlan seems focused. She's also distraught, but it's as if she's more aware of the pirates that you guys have already escaped, but now you're slowed down. And the rest of the crew seems frustrated, particular energy towards Jeremy, the crew member who was not Petra. The crew member, towards Jeremy, the crew member who took the crow's nest the morning of the squid attack. What do you all want to do? Actually, I'll let you guys know it's going to take 5 more days to get to Carington. So, what do you guys want to do today, tomorrow, the next day?
Well, the next morning, I'll spend an hour on the metal ball that the captain had given me at the end, and I'm going to shape it into a plaque that's gonna it's gonna kind of shape out a metal plaque that says in honor of Kyle, good friend, good crew member. I forgot what else he had told me last time. Damn it, I had it in my head. Good man. And so then, pretty much right when that happens, I'm gonna go walk up and give it to the captain. It's not to head right back down.
Steps into a pocket. Augie kind of stands up, posturing, looking forward into the ocean. His hand onto the steering. Just light breeze going through his hair.
I will look at Agnes and be like, do you know who threw me that rope while I was overboard? Because I definitely didn't see anything.
It was definitely one of us. I'm just trying to.
It's because I don't. They got MVP.
Just tell her no, you don't. There's a lot of things going on.
Hold on. Let me remember who showed me this character. Hold on, I wrote it down somewhere. Oh my god, did I?
So to
Riley's name. Jeremy's. I don't think I really yours down,
that guy. I had a question. You've only revealed your actual name
was
to
that-
To me.
That's
Yeah.
one guy with the lot of us. Not that real quiet one, and not that one with all the clothes, and not the other one, but the other one.
Other one.
Other one. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, the one with the 2 names?
We don't know his second
Oh, I
name.
don't know. Do you mean? Sorry, I forgot.
That's what I was just asking. I was like, I'm pretty sure you only told
Maybe
you.
that's why I can't remember your name, John, because you have.
Do you mean Cipher?
Let me check. Yes.
Okay. I have to make sure to go thank him. I was thinking fast. It was very worrying.
Yes.
Thank
Are
you.
you sure you're right? You went through a lot. You were underwater one moment and you were on board the next. Are you alright, Mesh?
I'll be fine. I mean, this is what happens when you sail, right?
I mean, it shouldn't happen. It can happen. It shouldn't
Did
happen, but it can. You do take that risk whenever you get on a boat. You can go overboard.
Okay. I'm okay. I'll be alright.
Be careful.
Be very careful.
All right.
And then I'm gonna go try to look for Cipher.
Okay. Which is going to take you back downstairs. Now, before we get into that, were you two doing anything downstairs?
Katie. Let me take a look at that dagger again.
Yeah. And I'll pull it out. Go to put it, hand it to you first.
Starting to think that our fates may be intertwined. Earlier on the deck, where did you get that power? Did you use to kill me?
I've always had it.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Where did you say you were from?
I'm from a town that's small enough to not have a name. A town that was destroyed.
It would be your family's estate.
It was a village that was destroyed in a terrible accident. I was the only one that survived, and I was taken in by my master for the last 10 years. And I learned a lot about myself. I learned that I don't have a birthplace. I don't even know when or how or where I was born. But my master told me that there may be others like me. And that's what I've gone out into the world searching for, others like me. And I think you're like me.
Okay, I'm just kind of looking back at you. And he'll get close and kind of just look you over, down, just trying to pick out any details that might stand out. You might be right. Yeah.
Where'd you get this dagger?
My home, everything I knew was taken from me. By some people wielding daggers like that.
I know I told you what the symbol on this dagger means, and again, that's some more thought. The symbol of darkness is on this dagger, and that means the holder. Just as we are attuned to a certain element and have powers around that element, and we worship that element, the person that had this dagger worships dark, and only someone truly dark, truly evil, would be able to give themselves to this symbol.
Not much I already know. My goal is to find the source of that. That's what I'm looking for. Going to Carington Port, following the only lead I have.
Right now, You're the only lead that I have. So I hope we can continue to travel together. I feel like I need to follow you.
I wouldn't mind sticking around you. You intrigue me, and especially since it seems like you have something shared that I don't really know exactly where that comes from. That side of me has been around as long as I can. Well, not as long as I can remember, but for a while. I'd like to know where it comes from. Take it, put it in my belt. Why don't we stick together?
I'm willing to help you.
Company would be nice.
Okay.
Thank you again.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I'll just go back to my bunk, pull out a book,
Same.
I'll start writing.
Start meditating.
As you start to head back to your book, Mesh comes down the steps.
Smile. Mesh, you're looking well today.
I am feeling well today.
It's great.
I asked Artemis, and she said you were the one who threw me the rope whenever I was underwater.
Threw a lot of ropes trying to save people. Like me, that I did. I can see your face. There's no need to thank me.
There is though. I would be very sad if my journey had ended there. I am thankful that I have longer to get to know you guys, and that I get to see more sights, and that I get to experience new things. And so thank you so much for helping me achieve that.
You're just so delightful. I couldn't bear to spend another 5 days on the ship with you on board. Never change, Mesh. Please.
I will do my best. We're friends now.
No. Okay. Well, friend, it is a pleasure.
It is. I read a book before I left my hometown, before I came out and started traveling. And it was about how to make friends. I do my best to follow along the steps. It doesn't always work out. Some people, they don't really want to be friends, but Artemis wanted to be friends, and now we're best friends. So I'm glad that we're friends now too.
Well, whatever you're doing is working. That book must have had some good insights in there, because I think your friends have grown by quite a number today.
I believe so too. I do have a question though. Why did you splatter specks of mud all on your face and all of these? Well, Darman, the great skin tone.
Freckles don't make sense to Darman.
Like, I mean,
So,
there's a wash face.
I played in mud when I was a kid, and one of the days it just never came off. So be careful what mud you play in. You too might get marks like this.
That must have been some crazy mud, because I played in mud before as a small Darman, but of course it always washed off eventually.
Not all
but
mud
that
does. Though I think
was-
it's only effective at a certain age, so you might be safe.
Okay, that's good. I don't think that I would pull that off very well, but now I slowly like put a rag back into my pocket that I was getting ready to hand you.
Zachary will just grin, like kind of like a foolish big grin, and it also.
You hear Silas chuckle from the other end of the bunk.
Now that we're friends, call me Kate.
Katie?
Yes.
Okay, I can do that. Mesh Force Under, at your service. And then I think I'm gonna go and see more sights back up deck, back up on top. Thank you again.
Anytime.
Much appreciated. Can I turn around and head back up?
Okay. So while all that's happening, you go up and you give a medallion to Captain Algren. As you come downstairs, coming away from the edge of the boat is Miss Breckenridge. This affects you, doesn't it?
Yes.
Barely knew him.
That doesn't matter. I told them, as I told you, and I will be their shield. I couldn't do that.
You're a good man, aren't you, Alistair Fireforge?
Just try to be every day.
It's interesting to see someone so affected. I'm sorry for how you feel.
Well, thank you, Miss Breckenridge. If you'll excuse me, then I'll kind of just walk by her and go to my bunk and start taking off my armor. And once I'm just in my regular set of traveler clothes, I'll just be sitting on my bed, just kind of with my shield at my, just kind of like covering my legs, and I'm just like holding it there, and I'm just kind of sitting there.
Okay. As you head downstairs, you do cross mesh, who is now leaving. It's you, Cypher, and Silas downstairs. Anything that the two of you have wanted to do during this time?
I probably just started heading back down myself. I wasn't really.
Say for the sake of the narrative, you kind of stay up for a little bit just to see everything.
Yeah, so she is walking by me as I'm walking down past Miss Breckenridge.
One moment. Anything?
I think I'm gonna go now.
Okay. So we'll say that you head up and talk after he starts heading downstairs.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and first.
I'll, as Mesh is walking by me and I'm walking, I will just kind of pat her on the back and maybe like to get her attention, but also like a congratulatory like type of thing. Like you're great, and I need to hear more about your culture because we may have a lot in common as far as what we believe, and then I'll just walk by you as well.
This is so much easier than the book said. And then I'm going to continue on walking.
Okay. So you're down and you do
And then I
that.
do,
You sulk.
Yeah, essentially.
Sulk, but you start to head up. You're heading towards. You're heading towards Captain Algren. You're quite a lucky one, aren't you?
I have been known to have my fair share of lucky things happen, but I think that is more the people that we have on the ship right now.
Seems like a good group.
I'm looking forward to seeing how far we'll go. Are you okay though?
I'm fine. A little scared before, but things have passed, so the ship's still moving. As I understand it from Captain Algren, it's still fast, so I'm not too worried about those other unsavory types. Are you still wearing your armor, by the way?
Yeah, I would have put my shield and my warhammer down on my bunk, but I haven't taken off my chain now.
Quite brave.
I'm gonna stick towards the middle of the ship for now. Maybe here in a little bit I'll take my heavier armament off, but it's not that time yet.
Understand. She just nods and turns and begins to look out towards the sea for a little while. Artemis, you headed up to Captain Algren. He's there. Hermione's kind of towards the back, not saying anything. She's actually peering out, staring behind everyone, kind of like looking out the rearview mirror type of a look as Algren stares forward. Essentially, they're back to back, but obviously several feet between them.
All right, Captain.
looks at you for a moment of what kind of fucking question is that? But you see him quickly. Yeah, I'll be alright. Thanks for asking.
I take it you have not lost many crew members?
It's been a while since I've lost crew members. Used to be a captain in the military.
Really?
It wasn't too uncommon to lose crew members, but it's been a long time since I've served on that, so.
Why did you leave? Sounds like it was a very high position.
It was still middle position, but yeah, you finish, save up enough money, decide to have your own ship. It's different when you own and build your own ship versus having one assigned to you.
I can imagine. Wouldn't know personally.
So, how are you doing? How are you holding up? You got caught into scraps for a little bit. I saw that before the karate one helped you out.
Yes, and I would have to thank him and also check on him in a bit as well, because he also got grappled for a moment as well.
Yeah. Put himself in one position, help you out.
I'm alright. I've dealt with worse.
And you were looking for Artemis, right?
Not necessarily looking for, just kind of
Okay.
coming up to.
As you
get
wrap
on
up
top.
with Miss Breckenridge, you can see Artemis talking to her. Well, is there anything I can do for you right now?
Oh, no, I just wanted to make sure you were alright. I do apologize for your loss.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm sure it's probably not helpful, but I don't think this isn't what he would have wanted. He would be sad, and I think he wants us to continue. Do what you do best.
We're gonna continue, but everyone's got a mourn in their own way.
Oh, absolutely.
And I apologize if you don't mind. Kind of points back at Hermione. She understands. I need to mourn. If you don't mind.
I'll just leave him.
Thank you. He just kind of looks out to the ocean again.
And I am gonna go find Silas. Yeah.
She starts coming down. Counselor, while you're there, a crew member kind of comes over. And he leans up over and kind of looks down into the ocean and get close to you. You just see him distraught.
How are you holding up over here?
How do you not see a fucking squid?
It's hard to see, but we were under siege by a pirate ship.
And it was distracting, but it was a giant squid, and I didn't.
It's a giant squid that I'm sure you would not have noticed. I would have not noticed. I couldn't even imagine being in a position to try and look out for something that far beneath the waves when you have something so majorly aggressive behind you. You'll be okay.
Yeah, kind of looks behind him. It's just the easiest fucking job to do, you know? I'm dumping on you, and I'm sorry.
No, don't be ashamed. I'm here to listen if you need somebody to talk to.
My name's Jeremy, by the way.
Nice to meet you. Tell Sergeant. Nice to meet you, Jeremy.
Jeremy, meet Jeremy.
We did it.
You're one of those Neastros, right?
Yes.
I think I've seen one of you once before. He had smaller antlers.
We don't quite leave our area much, but have coming out to Carington Port for a bit of a look around and just kind of bring back to my people what the world kind of has in store. So what it's like out here.
So just exploring, looking around.
For the most part, yes.
That's cool. It's kind of how I got started too.
Yeah.
Just wanted to see the world. You look a lot better equipped than I was when I started.
It's taken me just a couple of years to go ahead and get to where I am now. So
That's what
Don't
everybody's
worry, we all
families can
start
do, the
off
Fire
like
Force
that.
family.
I should get to other responsibilities. It's just I need to clear my head. Thanks for listening.
no problem there. If you ever need anything, you know where to find me. At least for the next couple days.
Can't go far.
All right. And you kind of you see him kind of pat the side of the ship, kind of push off of it and start walking away.
I'm gonna try to walk past him.
Okay.
Like, I'm not sure where we're
Yeah.
at the desk, but walk past him and just.
Yeah, because I imagine Kelser and Jeremy are here. You're kind of tooling around here. Miss Breckenridge is there, so you can kind of catch him.
I'm gonna walk past him and just like grip his shoulder, be like, what's done is done. All we can do is look forward, learn from the mistakes, keep it from happening again. And then just kind of keep walking. Like, don't even really give him a chance to respond, just say my 2 cents and then continue.
Just kind of keeps walking. You keep walking. Where are you going?
I guess heading up to stand by Kelsar.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there a conversation between the two of you? You're just
I was just coming to stand up next to you, look out at the water.
Okay.
all right. Anybody else got any?
I'm looking for Silas.
Oh yeah, that's right. So you started heading downstairs.
What was this thread here?
So yeah, you head downstairs and you find Alistair sitting at his bunk. He's probably the closest. You see Cypher laying down on his bunk, right?
Yeah, I was just laying down, kind of on my back, legs up, just writing in a book.
Cool. So you just kind of see that writing, and then
Well, before I go to Silas really quick, I'm just gonna tap Cypher and just be like, thank you for what you did for Mesh. Doing what I couldn't and protecting them. I'm just kind of not even give him a chance to respond, just keep walking towards Silas.
Cypher's like,
Continue.
it's two things.
That's two things.
Right. Says I owe you book.
And you
Alright,
can see
that's
him
two.
go back and dip into his blood in his arm.
Oh
Right
my
That's her name.
Perfect. Yes, good.
Yes.
It's all coming together.
Okay, so you
How
start
will
heading
they all
for
get to me?
so you start heading for Silas.
You
Yes.
see Silas sitting on his top bunk, sitting up cross-legged with his eyes closed.
It's kind of
I'm not doing the things with
Okay,
With
sorry.
his hands.
Right, he's not doing the things with his hands.
they're just kind of
Okay, like
on
resting.
my, yeah,
Okay.
I'm just
and I just kind of
I was sleeping.
I open one eye and I look at you.
I do apologize. I hope I'm not interrupting.
No, that's okay. I have plenty of time to do this.
I'm sorry. I don't think I properly introduced myself. I'm an Artemis.
Silence.
Silas, of course, and your name. Wasn't sure if you knew mine. I just wanted to thank you for earlier with the tentacles helping.
You're welcome. Yeah, I almost died.
Yes. How are you? Are you okay?
I'm okay. I'm okay. Yeah, I'm sure you remember I got snatched up by that.
I did too, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty,
Pretty of a scary moment.
it was very scary. I've been close to death before, but that was probably the scariest moment of my life so far.
I've had some moments, but I think it's something about being in the water. Not really having anywhere to go. I think that is what scares me. You know, if you're in the middle of a field, you have somewhere to run at least, but on a ship, you're just kind of stuck. Really. Well, thank you for any advice.
Thank you.
Cypher.
You're
Just kidding. Not
Not
taking
Yeah.
control of your character.
Right. You see him look up from the book and smile.
God. Well, I will let you get back to what you were doing.
Thank you, Artemis.
I'm just gonna leave him be.
Close my eyes.
Go back to us up on the deck. So you came and sat beside me. I have a really, it's kind of a funny question for you, if you don't mind.
Of course, ask away.
How was it being a human cannonball?
As long as you have somebody to pull you back out, amazing.
That's it.
Yes, you fly, and then you splash. It was a little worrying after that. Take a deep breath before you splash. But yeah,
Did you get to get me up there at least? I know you liked
The crow's
nest
nest?
up there.
I did.
I
It
about to
was.
say.
I think I'm gonna stick with the crow's nest next time, though. It was something that needed to be done once, but I've done mine once, and we're gonna avoid it next time.
Sorry to be so, just, goofing around with the event that possibly could have killed you, but I had a feeling you would probably find it just slightly amusing, so.
All's well that ends well. Came out of it alive.
Glad you survived, because I have a feeling you, of just about anybody on the crew, may have gone down just a little faster than most.
We don't really float, so you'd be correct. I've never. We have some streams. We can ford the streams as long as it doesn't get above our chests or so. Anything more than that, we don't swim.
Then sure.
Yeah.
I can understand that. It rains just a little bit where I'm from, so we have a good collection of water, but as you can tell, we're probably a little more built for it than I would imagine.
Fair enough.
They're kind of
But you're not hurt, are you?
Oh, I don't even think you put a scratch on my armor, to be honest.
Wonderful.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm scratching.
I took some hits. But they're not there now, right?
No.
Polish
Pop
them
them
out.
out.
New armor.
So what
This
are
is how
you?
it sulks.
Yeah, just-
So what are you planning on doing in Carington?
I've just been sent out by my people to really explore the world and bring back the knowledge of what it's like out here, just to go ahead and intermingle and tell them exactly what going ahead and expanding can have in store for us.
So you are. I know very little, but I know that you are a very closed race. Like you guys don't venture out very much, similar to the Darman. Are you guys planning on opening your borders?
I don't know exactly of the High Council's plan at this point, if the opening of maybe my village more than the rest. My village is, or most villages of ours are built in trees actually. My village is actually still on the floor. And, it's one of those things where, we go ahead and manage, but maybe alliances wouldn't be the worst thing for our side, let's say. So.
Interesting. Well, just don't tell them about the Kraken.
I will definitely not let them know about this. I might have to let them know about it. I mean, we fought a giant squid. I don't think they'll even believe me if I told them, to be honest.
But it might scare them away. Isn't it worth it not telling them and letting them, in order to bring them out, rather than scaring them into keeping their door shut?
You may have a point. I'll keep it in mind.
Unfortunately, there is no hope for my people currently to
No.
allow outsiders in. We're a very close-minded race, unfortunately.
As have we been for the most part. Maybe give it a few millennia. They just may come around.
Well, we're friends at least. Yes. Suddenly slide that into the conversation.
Ash takes out her book.
Does anyone have these books?
Weigh a pound each.
And then,
We'll go ahead and continue walking out into the sea there.
That seems like probably concluding the evening then. Everyone else will go about whatever final business, call it a night. The next 5 days do go by uneventful. So good. Despite the damage to the ship, the pace is still pretty fast. So it doesn't appear like the opposing ship has been able to catch up to you guys. The current that flows through Emryca flows quickly through the Emryca Islands, more quickly than it does around the rest of the world. It can appear like a rough sail, but it's actually surprisingly smooth, as you guys have learned over these past 7 days, as you guys are coming to the final day. On the morning of the 5th day, you guys are able to actually see far into the distance on the southern side is the island, the Starfish Island, which seems to extend for down the horizon as you look more eastward, the direction you came from, and continues down the horizon westward as you guys travel for the remainder of the day. And that's because the Starfish Island does extend over 500 miles long. Again, these islands, island is kind of an interesting term to use for them when they are the size of United States states, basically. They can be several hundreds of miles long and wide, things like that. So Starfish being one of the longest, and you guys are approaching it on its longest side. As you guys do approach, though, as the day goes by, the island appears to be approaching closer and closer to you guys. It's about 2 hours past midday. Captain Ogden calls out that they're breaking off. We're breaking off the current. Let's get ready. And you see 2 crew members head over to those large cranks that are on the sides. Padfoot is up in the crow's nest, kind of directing, and Ogren is encouraging them to open up the flaps and reduce them in order to help move. Getting off of the current is a bit of an interesting effect, because while the current moves quickly through the Emryca Islands, it's sort of like rapids, but instead of a river between canyons, it's just the sea between islands. And however it seems to work, people don't have the opportunity to really explore. They're just aware of the Emryca Current, but as you get closer to the islands, it actually gets calmer. So as they begin to maneuver and break off of the current, it's a bit of a process. The ship begins to move, and as it gets off of the current, it starts to tip and sway, and you can even feel it start to turn almost as if it's going to go topside. But they're able to push forward and kind of get out, and then correct itself and start sailing at the normal pace of a ship, roughly about 2 miles per hour, as it continues the rest of its journey for the remainder of the day.
Those guys have anything to drink last night?
Do we need to eat for this day?
You guys will
have we been consuming our rations?
Yes,
for
I
the last 5
apologize.
days?
You will need to have consumed your rations.
One a day?
One a day. One ration a day. unless you've paid for them, which would have been 5 milky quarts for each day.
So we've been on there for a total of 7
7
days.
days.
This is the 7th day. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So you guys, I think
1, 2,
most of
3.
you had 10 rations. Depending on the pack you chose, some of you might have 5 rations, and may have needed
So
to
I've been
purchase.
paying the entire time.
Yeah.
You've been paying the entire time.
So 5.
5 milky quarts.
A day.
No, not a day. It was just for the trip.
Yeah, I thought you said it was.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's
So
for
it's
the
for the
it's
trip.
for the trip. 1 milky quarts per day is essentially what it is. He's not going to charge any extra for the extra days because someone died and you guys saved the ship. So no additional charge for the extra 2 days of rations.
So, okay. So would that be for everybody? Or?
Yeah.
Should pay.
Should have paid.
You got that fire force.
Got that bankroll to stack around.
So as you guys do move off of the current, Miss Breckenridge, who was sunbathing above deck, went ahead and went below deck for the process of getting off the current. But Jason Callie kind of got out and eagerly stood on the side of the ship watching as the whole process happened.
Sunbathing?
No.
Jason.
He's sitting there just like, this is so cool. And it's it starts to tip. He's like, oh my god. So it's still going to take several hours now that you guys have gotten off the current, but the ship's coming to a slow in order to get to Carington Port. Let's see. With the last light of the day, you guys are able to see the approaching town.
Before we get there, can I find Jason?
Yeah.
I just want to come up to him and
He's wagging his tail, metaphorically speaking, as he's just looking at the town as it approaches. You guys can kind of see some of the other ships, seagulls, and a little bit of smoke from whatever would be doing it. He's there. Hey, Cypher.
Jason, before we land, I don't know after we get off the ship where you're going and where we're all going, but do you have any maps I can purchase? Something to remember you by.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No?
No, I do the initial maps and then they get sent for copying. So I
see.
Yeah. But I'm going to the Caring Inn. My father recommended it from his travels. So.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see you there.
Yeah, definitely. If you choose to go there, my dad said it's a really nice inn. So.
Thank you, Jason.
Yeah.
That was it. No, I'll smile.
Definitely.
I'll just kind of stand not too far away, just kind of watching the city.
Cool. And then he kind of turns away from you and goes back to the city. He's so excited. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it now. Why don't you guys get your pieces off of the...
Can't be at the front of the ship anymore.
Whenever we weren't talking, Gary's character and mine were at the front of the ship, and I was just doing the Titanic thing.
Yeah, we were just doing the Titanic. I was
The
home.
king of the world!
Where's Naga?
Jack of fun!
I gotta grab Naga.
Does anyone,
Naga.
Go, Naga.
does anyone want a beer?
Cerveza con queso.
Okay.
As long as it's not Cologne.
Yeah.
Gotta get that coronavirus.
Sage?
I'm gonna die.
I mean, eventually, yeah.
That's fair.
I'm likely to die. For sure.
Yeah, that's maybe.
Yeah.
We'll edit all this out.
Do you want to see what I did last night?
I saw your snap. Yes. I used to.
Oliphant.
I used to do that. I used to teach those
This is a new
painting
one that-
classes.
Wowie,
wowie, wow,
wow.
Wow.
There's no caffeine in it.
Oh, okay.
It's made with decaf coffee.
Sweet. And I'll take it. All right. I wonder if we need to be careful about consuming... Yeah. That's fine.
There's just a 6-pack.
Okay. No, I mean
cream soda.
while recording
Oh,
something,
yeah.
yeah.
I think you're alright.
Yeah, I'll look into it.
Terms of service.
Okay. So, we're gonna do that. Can I get a coaster? Is there any nearby?
They're over there.
Take a mini break.
Oh, that's awesome.
major compliments to Emryca for helping out. I started running out of time and I was going really slow, so she hopped on and kind of helped finish this for us.
You did like 80% of it. I helped with like 20% of it.
You
All right.
did the blue marker part.
No, he did the blue marker part.
I'm going to this building right here.
What's in here?
I want this bush.
I'm
My bush.
I'm gonna go ahead
My
and
bush.
sneak into
King of
this
Forest.
house with my lock. This is Skyrim, right? Any house is accessible.
So, you guys are approaching the town. Is it clear what's what, by the way? The deep ocean, the shallow ocean.
So the blue lines is the shallow ocean.
I know,
Yeah.
I had to ask.
God, man, I would have guessed
Okay.
it was the deep.
Makes sense.
I thought it was
an
a beach.
extension of land.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nope, I apologize. So where you see kind of the freckled spots will be mostly like beach-like, and then the lines with blue is like shallow ocean. So
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Or those just fields.
farm fields, yeah.
Looks the red
Also farm fields.
Smart farm fields.
I mean, the red ones indicate, yeah, the red buildings indicate like farmhouses.
All right. So you guys do approach. The crew's going to take the final hour of the journey to kind of prepare the ship for port. Anything you guys want to do during this? You had a conversation with Jason. It is going to be dusk now, so the sun is disappearing, and we're getting into the Bethara evening.
I'll try to gather everyone around. I'll be like, everyone, if you wouldn't mind coming over here for a moment, all of you, and I'll try to go around the other one.
Yes.
I'll be in my fine clothing.
Fine clothing?
Is that a new set?
I didn't say a
It's not.
thing.
I'm just, that was Sage speaking out of character. Just so you guys are aware.
As you push over the great dapper. Okay, I just wanted to. What is everyone doing after this ship?
That's a good question.
Find a place to sleep.
Would you all? I don't know what your plans are here in Carington Port. Would you like to travel together? I don't really know where I'm going.
Well, neither do I.
No thanks.
I'm
just
kidding. What
I'm
a
kidding.
dick.
We're gonna have 6
That's a
different
joke.
stories.
Right,
yeah.
Yep.
The
Yes.
terror in his eyes.
Get lit. Go balls.
No, I'm
Yes.
kidding. I'll be like, well, Miss Breckenridge offered for me to look into the Ocean View. When we get in town, I also do have to meet with the, I don't know what Carington Port may have, a local lord or,
Oh, the lords and ladies.
yes, I have to let them know of my arrival at least, notify them, and then I think from there, and so just on my own, I just need to make them aware of my presence.
Well, maybe perhaps we find an inn, whether it is the Ocean View or another one. That way we at least have a meeting place where we all can come back. You can do your thing,
Sure.
and that is just the meeting point, the inn.
It's perfectly fine. I just wanted to let you all know I don't have any other
Any other plans?
besides so.
I think we could at least all stay in the same place.
Yeah. Did she say how expensive this inn is?
That
by
was
chance?
going to be my next question.
I'll be like,
Yes.
she's right over there. You can
Right.
ask her yourself.
That's because I spent
Yes,
quartz
having
on the
Loyalty, you know, being lords and everything, I'm sure comes with entitlements.
That is something I was thinking about too, is possibly something that can make us some money at the start.
I need
I
some.
spent most of my money coming here.
I used
spent
everything
about
I had to get on the ship.
Yeah. I'm always
My
down
family
for
didn't
it.
give me much to travel. They said if I was going to do this, I must do it on my own. So I'm right there with you, even
Odd
though the
jobs.
appearance may be
Alright, so it
different.
looks like we are all in
Small
the
person
same
will $1
boat.
million,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah, I made a joke. I made a joke. I did make a joke.
That was a very
good.
funny joke.
Immediately regretting this decision.
Now, did Mesh say that in character?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't hear what you said. We were
I
having.
was like, oh, it looks like we're on the same Boat.
And Mesh is just awestruck. That was funny.
I'm glad she called them. Anyway, so
Right.
yes, I would say, you know, we find it in for a reasonable amount of
Good job.
It's our life as we're going to be farmers.
Yes, that farmland out there.
If it pays.
Oh my God.
And then we
Fertility
can,
is
I'm,
first adventure of the
I'll be
campaign.
looking more
Harvest
for.
crops.
I don't think the farmer life suits me.
Before I hop off the boat, I'm gonna go to Tabitha and be like, do you want me to pass anything to Tabitha that you in the market square? She does clothing.
Mhm.
Told me to go and visit her.
Thank you for reminding me.
Do you want me to pass any messages along to her?
You can tell her I said hi.
I can do that.
she'll know what it means.
I want to have a
I put lucky finger.
Pat the lucky.
He nods. He knows. He knows. What he's gonna-
I'm not laughing, it's not a fun game. At all.
All right, I will.
And we'll probably be stuck here for a little while.
Oh, we can go together.
No, I'll be staying on the ship.
Oh.
But as you can see, and it kind of points and you look forward, we are approaching the southern docks. You can tell her where I'm staying.
Okay. I'll send her down to visit.
Is Miss Breckenridge nearby?
Yeah.
Okay.
She sure is a stall.
I'm gonna
I told
approach
you,
Miss
Yes,
Breckenridge.
She's above deck. I'm assuming we're above deck,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Cool. She's kind of got all of her things. You can kind of see a very fine robe that covers most of everything. You can see one hand that's kind of coming out of a sleeve, but her book that she's been reading, the bag that she had brought with her, is kind of under this robe that kind of folds over itself.
Miss Breckenridge, it was?
Silas, yes.
Yes. How long has it been since you've been here in Carington?
This would be my first visit.
Oh. I was gonna ask you if you knew of anyone in town that might have some odd jobs or just might need anything done, but you haven't been here before.
Are you not aware of Carington Port?
This is my first time being here.
Yes, but everybody knows. There's tons of people coming here for jobs. I think it's the it's the Wayfinders Guild.
Wayfinders Guild.
Mm-hmm.
What do they do? Find ways?
Pretty much. I don't know too much about them, but that's what I hear most adventuring types go to.
Do you know where the guild is located in
Not at
terms
all.
of direction?
No.
Is it just like an organization? Or
Yes. They had originated in Emryca. Once they moved to Roik, and then they became international. In fact, this is their first small establishment that they've started.
Do you know if they have like a central base, so to speak, at all, or are they just kind of out around agents?
In Carington, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm sure they have something.
Sure.
You could ask around.
Oh, I will. Thank you.
Yes, of course.
Okay. Well.
Dude.
So,
I just have one last. How far are we from the shore?
you guys are probably approaching maybe another half hour, I want to think. And going back to time, things aren't measured in hours, so you guys are familiar, like half hour, hour, and things like that. People just don't normally talk in like, oh, I'll meet you at 3 o'clock. Yeah, they'll specifically distinguish time before or after the specific.
You said about 2 hours till dusk till we get to the port? Or-
No, you guys are going to be an hour after dusk that you get to port.
So we'll be there like nighttime.
Yeah, it'll be nighttime, but by no means would it be like late nighttime. It'll just be the sun's gone and the red hue is out.
Well, let's go.
Oh, Hermione is the first mate, right?
Lachlan, yeah.
Lachlan. Would I know at this point where she is staying, like where her quarters are? If she's staying like 3 quarters, or
Have you asked her?
No, I'm just looking at that. Like, would I have noticed her?
Like where she's staying, like for the
sleeping,
next
right?
couple of days?
No, just on a ship.
Oh yeah, the if you remember, there were the bunks that lined the sides of the ship on the below deck, and then there were specifically 6 more bunks towards the front of the ship. And those bunks, which seemed more used and had a little bit more personality, is where she and the rest of the crew would sleep.
With looking like everyone's above deck, I'm gonna go down below
Mhm.
quickly and try to go over to Rennok.
Okay. No one's there. All the crew's doing stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like they're all above deck right
Yep.
now, right? Yeah. So that's why I'm going down.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over to downstairs and try to find her bunk and see which stuff is around.
Okay. Let's get an investigation check.
Yes.
And let's go ahead and, yeah, just a standard investigation check.
Is there an investigation?
Intelligence investigation. Because sometimes it's different in the police force.
Intelligence investigation.
Yeah, it was kind of like,
Yeah, it's gonna be
12. Sorry. 12? 12, okay. You're not necessarily, it's odd because of the 6 bunks, it's difficult to distinguish which one's hers. Over the course of the 7 days that you've been traveling with her, she carries most of her personal items on her all the time. If she's not sleeping, it's not near her bunk. So while you do find a couple of bags, a couple of clothes, sets of clothes, you don't find anything that specifically screams out to any sort of femininity. The blade you've seen her wear, the armor you've seen her wear, she's still wearing up above deck. Taking a look around, there's not really anything that distinguishes hers. You just find basic sailor gear, some rope, and a bag, and a change of clothes.
Then I'll go back above deck. Do I see her around?
Yeah, she's working. Most of the time she'll be up towards the back of the ship with Algren, making sure that everyone's doing their jobs so that he can steer properly.
Does she have any like bags or anything on her person? Like
Nope.
any sort of like purse?
She does have the coin pouch, which is tied to her
Just a
belt.
coin pouch?
Mhm.
Okay. That's it. Now I'll go back to the top of the ship.
Okay.
And I'll just be with you.
Was there something specific? Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
I wanted to ask Miss Breckenridge before we landed.
Alistair, will you be staying at the Ocean View?
We had been discussing it with, I guess amongst ourselves. We were wondering what the pricing would be as far as a stay at your establishment.
Standard pricing. I'd have to take a look at the numbers, but if I understand, it'd be right around 2 gold pieces per night. I'm sorry, 2 clear quartz. 2 quartz per night.
All right. And I wanted to also ask your opinion as far as this is my first time out and meeting the local, as I've been calling them, lords and ladies of Carington, or maybe what would they prefer to be called if you knew?
There are no local lords or ladies.
Well,
Yes, Carington is a free town. Originally, it was a base for the Modric military. As it stands, as I understand it, it's actually still run by whichever leading Modric official is in charge.
so should I notify them that I have arrived, or is that customary?
You could. It might be worthwhile to do.
Because I recall we had talked before. You said I should let you know what.
It's good to know the nobility that's in Carington.
But you said it wouldn't be someone who's lording over there.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
I just wanted to make sure, and it would probably be something best done tomorrow as opposed to when we land.
Probably. It's becoming the evening. It should take you some time to get to wherever you need to get to. I'll be discovering this city as this town as much as any of you.
Well, thank you for that. I'll let the others know, and we'll see where we have to stay.
All right.
Thank you.
Of course. Rooms permitting, of course.
Right. Of course.
Great.
So then I will go back to the group. I'll be like, she said it would be 2 clear quarts a night.
Seems a little steep.
So tired.
Maybe we could all like.
You see Tiger's
room-
nodding like that makes sense.
Right? Yeah. I'm also
Just like
2 quarts. Yeah.
He's like, that sounds good to me. And then he sees everyone else.
Yeah. we look at everyone else. Oh. I mean. Oh my God.
Maybe getting 2 rooms to
Yeah.
to split, to share the cost if they have it available.
Yeah. She said rooms permitting, so maybe
Is
it
there
would be in our
another-
favor if there were less rooms.
Is there another inn in town by chance?
Yeah, there was. Well, never mind. I don't even know about it. Someone told one of you
Someone told somebody.
Someone did say something to somebody. Cypher hasn't said anything.
Oh, yeah,
about
that's
it.
great. All right.
So no, we don't know of any
Nope.
others.
Well, we could probably ask around town of the local inns, check their rates, and go from there.
As we talk loudly up on deck,
We can probably
I wish
call
that there
her.
was a more affordable inn somewhere.
I didn't know Doberman were so
would
concerned
we-
fiscally.
Fine. Well, I don't know about you, sir, but I spent like half of my course just getting here. And then another 2 quarts would be in almost another half of that half.
So you can't afford to stay there.
Yeah, it sounds like you can afford to stay there at least 2 nights.
I'm the kind of person that does not like to spend my money if I do not have to.
So you're going to be sleeping outside then.
I could!
I'm not saying you could.
I'm gonna go ahead and have we docked yet, or are we still?
If you guys are still approaching.
Okay.
No, you're still approaching.
Don't think that I can't, Alistair,
I'm not
because I
saying you
can.
can't.
I would just prefer not to.
I think we wait till we dock. I think there'll be somebody out there that'll go ahead and point us in a good direction.
I'm with Cypher on this. I think we could all just room together. There's plenty.
I don't
We've
think
been
you
doing it
guys-
for the past 5 days.
You want 2 females and 4 males to room together.
Did you
Well,
guys
probably
hear
be
about?
We've been
3
again. We've been doing it for the past 5 days.
Some people don't have pajamas.
Did you guys hear about what I was doing beforehand? I was a courtesy for you guys. I need to go. I need to get
Yes,
out
the
of this stuff.
Neastral nearly slept in his birthday suit.
It would be either 3 and 3, 2. Whatever.
You don't have to share any rooms with us. You can afford your own, right?
And
You
see,
seem
Andrew
to be
comes
good
in
with her.
so politely.
Sorry.
Really, the most formal way to say
So
you can fuck
Mesh.
off.
Mesh, you and I could share a room. A quartz for each of us, yeah?
Okay, we could.
Go halvesies on a room.
We could do that for 2 nights.
At least until we
I-
find work and make a little
I wouldn't-
more.
I wouldn't mind wandering around. There may be other spots to sleep. Maybe I have a lead on a new friend named Tabitha. We could go talk to her first.
Yes, but it is getting a little dark. We may not necessarily have a lot of time to look around.
Just to provide the correct perspective, it is dark.
Ah.
It is the sun has gone away and you guys are in
So it's dark.
the red light of the authority.
We may not have time.
We can do that in the morning. You're right. Can we stay on the ship another night?
Dang, we are a bunch of cheapskates, aren't we?
Just
Are you
volunteer.
asking the DM or are you asking all
No, I'm asking some. I'm
A
assuming
crew
there's
member?
a crew member somewhere
People
close
are
to us.
moving around, yeah.
Yeah.
So you want to get one of their attention?
Yeah. I'm gonna ask Danny.
Danny, okay. So he's starting to move and he's working on getting those steel coils put together and kind of cleaning them up.
Good job, Mesh.
so you wanna
Work your
gra-
angles.
So you want to call him over?
I'm sorry.
You can do it, Allie.
Danny, what are you doing?
Just getting ready for docking, getting into the port.
Are you once we dock? What are your plans for the rest of the night?
Work your eyebrows, Mesh. Work the eyebrows.
Damn, hitting them hard.
Getting spicy.
What are your plans?
I need help, please.
She's still learning how to make friends, okay?
No, play along with it. Play.
No, like I don't know how this is coming across. Like I'm just saying, what are your
Just
plans?
skipped right past
Yeah,
the
play the
friend.
innocent. Play the innocent card. You're so innocent.
She
Play
knows
innocent.
nothing. Okay.
Uh-huh.
This is perfect.
Yes.
Honestly, this is great.
No, this is exactly what you
I think
need.
Allie's turning a little red.
I don't like this.
I was thinking about getting a drink.
Yeah.
But we there's some things we gotta do around here to make sure things keep a tight ship,
coming in hard.
Not yet.
What are you doing?
How long does it normally take you to go get a drink?
I don't know. We'd have to.
I'm getting out.
All hot and bothered.
Have to find a place to get a drink.
Oh, well, and then do you come back to the ship after?
Yeah, we'll be.
Oh my god.
Don't be sorry. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Just let it roll.
Yeah. Most of us would be coming back to the ship unless we had a reason to stay out.
I've heard that it's pretty expensive out there, though.
True.
Is there opening for more people?
To stay here?
Stay here. Can we stay with you?
You see, just like all yes. Like he thinks 6 other people being here. There's no way.
It's like the little kid asking mom and dad, can I sleep with you tonight?
Yeah, just hit him. Like that lightning bolt just hit him in the chest.
You know, his knee-jerk reaction was like, no. But wait.
Oh!
Maybe. And then you see it on his face now where he's like, oh. And you just see him kind of like shake his head out of it. He's like, yeah, honestly, it's not really my call. It's a hard call. It's a rock. You gotta talk to Captain Algren. Captain Algren. It's his call, but most of us are gonna be staying here just because it's a free place to sleep and we still have, access to things. So
That doesn't make sense.
I'll give you a heads up. You'll have to talk to Captain Algren.
Okay, I'll go talk to him. Whenever I come back, where are you going to get a drink at?
I'm probably not.
As he waddles off.
Just gonna stay on the ship.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
moving in the most awkward way. God damn.
Damn. Thanks, Annie. I'll turn around and go try.
Dr. Algren. By the way, you guys, the whole conversation and dilemma that you guys are having, can I just get, what's your guys' passive perception?
Probably
Okay.
10.
Is it?
10.
13. I changed my. Is it
10 plus your perception.
That's a perception.
Whatever your
10.
perception bonus
15.
is.
Oh,
15.
Yeah,
So you definitely hear a bit of a chuckle from Miss Breckenridge.
Yeah.
As you guys start trying to figure out where you're gonna stay and how you're gonna stay. But yeah, looks like you're just the only person who just heard this like.
So did we hear that conversation, or?
Yeah, I think everyone did. She just called Danny over. Breckenridge isn't too far from you guys.
I know. I thought she had gone away from us, but this was all
Right.
happening in our.
Oh god.
In the vicinity.
Oh man.
Imagine
I just look at
a couple
Danny, I'm
steps
like-
away.
Alright, so now you're going to go find
My
Algren.
brother.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm gonna look around. Hey, why don't we just ask Captain Algren to stay on the ship tonight? Who?
Do we need to stay on the ship?
I really don't mind paying
Yeah,
for
I
a
mean,
room.
Yeah.
Are you gonna pay for us?
I'll pay for the room if you guys don't mind bunking together. I'll chip in for one of them. I'll pay for the entire stay that we're staying. I would much rather do that than witness another awkward conversation like that with Mr. Danny. He was.
I disagree.
I
I would love to see that, hear that conversation.
But no, honestly,
But
it's just.
yeah.
Been on a ship for 5 days. I'd rather be on solid ground for a little bit in a nice place. Also, a nice place like that probably has some people with some fat purses. Something that might be a good job. Something to make some money. Make back on our stay that we're staying there.
Yes. I like the way you think, Cypher. I agree. If anyone needs help with the rooms, then we'll it sounds like me and Cypher can help out with that.
That's fair.
Okay.
Thank you both very much.
I'm gonna turn and look at Danny. We're good, Danny. Thanks.
It's like,
He's walking away from you guys.
Yeah.
As he, like, continues to.
It's great.
You see him like shaking his head, like at himself, as he just continues doing his job.
We've all been there, Danny. We've all been there.
All right, so you guys finally make port. We get a. In my mind, I just said a lasso around the
Right.
top anchor to the pier. You guys are on dock 3. Just see, or I'm sorry, not dock 3. You guys are on dock 6, which is the second
The big one
from
right
the top.
there.
Yep, you got it. So you guys are on dock 6. Let's take a look at things.
As we start to get off the
That's
ship,
the scale.
I'm gonna
It's very small.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna shout out to Artemis. Artemis, make sure you don't step in any mud. And look at you.
And I'll smile and be like,
And then
Just in case.
I just look at Cypher really. Tell her.
I'll just smile, and then I'll turn around and I'll wrap my multicolored cloak around me and just kind of wait.
Nice. So the plank drops. You guys are able to get off. It is the ship settles on one of the 4 primary piers that you guys have. It's an hour past dusk, and the port is not too busy. Again, it's not terribly late. If you guys remember, you only need 5 hours of sleep on Cortha. So all of your characters only need 5 hours of sleep and 1 hour of like rest for 6 hours total, because the days are only 20 hours long. So a night's sleep is 5 hours of sleep plus one hour of rest. So you guys are only about an hour after dusk, which isn't necessarily late. It's just evening time. So it's not too busy. It's not late by any means, and much of the daily rush has subsided. But there's still some activity going on. Algren is kind of at the plank with Lachlan. All the rest of the crew is kind of just finalizing things, getting the sails up and put away as they kind of, see you guys off. Thank you for, Algren's just like, I want to thank all of you for choosing the surf. We understand you have many options while going through the Emryca Islands. I want to thank you guys specifically, because if you didn't, then I don't know if my ship would have made it. So, let me know whenever you need a ride through the islands. If I'm around, you got passage.
You know what ship to look for.
Absolutely. We're gonna be here for maybe a month. If I can get some hired hands, maybe a few weeks. Any of you carpenters?
No.
Well,
I look at Kelsar.
I mean, just because I grow, just because it
Right.
grows off of me, does not
it's not actual wood that it's made of.
Furniture with the
Right,
shape.
yeah.
Look at that.
So,
It's ours.
if we can get some hired hands, maybe a few weeks, but we'll be here for a while. Might see you around town. You guys can always come. We should be able to stay parked here for the time that we're here.
I'll see. Has he done anything with what I gave him, like the placard that I put down?
You haven't really seen him do anything with it.
He just kept it in his pocket.
As far as you'd imagine, it's still in his pocket. Miss Breckenridge is actually going to lead off the ship. He's going to kind of give a nod to her. Jason's going to follow behind. He gives a nod to her. So does Hermione. He kind of gives you guys his speech, looks at you, and kind of taps his pocket. Thank you.
And I'll go over to shake his hand.
You go to shake his hand, but he goes for the full wrist. You guys jet off. Okay.
Zoom zoom.
So you guys start heading down. You start moving into the as you start moving down the pier. Just so you guys know, it's roughly a 50-foot scale. So each square is about 50 square feet. You guys start moving down the pier, and as you're moving down the pier, you guys do pass a couple of ships that have been ported. One of them actually has a group of people who are starting to unload some equipment. You see a full crew, a little bit larger than roughly, well, maybe the same size. I think you guys are able to see 6 people who are unloading weapons, armor, and barrels. What you see is a tall 6'7" Drigana who appears red within the Pathara red nightlight. And as you guys kind of pass, you see him with these 2 like huge belts, and these belts that almost look like they could be like those, you know, like military suspenders, have all of these little pockets in them, and you can see these vials with the cork on top of them going inside of them, and you guys can see inside of them, recognizing some sort of elixir, potion, whatever it might be, and he's just got 2 massive belts of them, and you see him kind of dump them onto this other human who seems stocky enough to be able to handle the weight, no problem. He kind of drops it off, and oh, look at you! Bunch of newbies!
I know he's not talking to us.
No, we fought a giant squid. I think that makes us like professionals.
I don't think so. We're pretty squad.
Hi, how are you?
No.
I'm good. What are you?
I'm Mesh. What are
You see
you?
him kind of start like coming down. Now this guy is not wearing a shirt, but it's not as off-putting as you'd imagine with all the scales that kind of like go down his torso. But he is wearing baggy pants, and they're tied together with a like hand-woven rope that seems to be made from vines and different types of trees. You can see his face, which is wide, with the little remnants of bone that are kind of sticking out of different parts of it, and then the soft bone, which is about, let me sleep heads, right? And then you have several soft bones that extend from his head and fall behind, creating the illusion of dreadlocks, which he's decorated with some rings and other ornaments. He's not armored, nor is he armed. He's without a shirt, loose pants with vines.
Is that
Yeah, it's got no arms.
is that
He's got arms.
so? Are the bones? They're not like I guess from what I was trying to understand, it's not. They're actually coming out of him, right?
He does, because of how wide his face is, as
Yeah.
most Drigana's faces are pretty wide, so he does have the kind of the bones sticking out. And you guys can see his wings kind of like tucked in behind him, and just kind of closed off, which, so they're not outstretched right now. But yeah, the bones, it's kind of like, almost like fish-like, how wide his face is, with like the bones kind of coming out, and then held together with the leather of his face, so to speak.
Oh, okay. The ones around the back that he
Yeah,
has.
there are technically bones that come out
Yeah.
of the Dragana's head, but they're soft bones that then are able to dangle down and even move around, which kind of create this illusion that they're dreadlocks, but technically they're bones,
Oh.
as most people would know. So, 6'7", what are you?
I'm Mesh. What are you?
Bo,
Hi, Bo.
your lot looks like a sorry lot.
Well,
We're not
considering
sorry.
our
We didn't do
ship got
anything.
attacked by a squid, we've seen better.
Ship got attacked by a squid?
It was a big squid.
Sure. Doesn't look like you can handle a squid, even if it was a small squid.
What are you doing?
None of your business. What are you doing? You all look new.
I'm sure you
Worthless.
just coming off the ship. Is there a problem? Or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're the problem.
It seems like it.
you're the problem.
Well, it sounds like your problem, not ours. Sounds like your problem.
Oh, it's not my problem. You guys here to take some of the jobs? Ain't gonna happen. You all look like you suck. What are you gonna do? And he kind of shoves you. You got a bag and a stick.
Could do more than you know.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Don't.
And he starts to come over and he shoves you again.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna move up to you and I'm gonna hold you back, bro. I'm gonna hold you back. Go ahead.
And then he puts a hand on you and starts shoving you.
I'm gonna be like, go for it.
All right, let's do a little resistance.
So I'm just over there like staring off into space.
So we're doing, let's just do athletics against,
Athletics?
yeah. Because not a grapple, this is just a shove.
Okay.
So, athletics.
12. No, 9. Wrong way around.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
So, he's gonna shove you down.
I'm not
What?
gonna do any. No, I'm talking out of character.
Okay.
I'm gonna quickly take my quarterstaff and just sweep
Sweep,
Nice.
go at him.
at his
Okay.
at his feet, just a quick.
Okay, let's get an attack roll.
Oh god, come on, Nick. Roll really
Natural
good for me.
20.
This guy's an asshole.
It was teetering on the 16, and then I rolled it, and it is 8. 8 is the total.
So you, so he shoves, takes a step forward, but the foot that's towards you, because he's got you on his left, he goes for you on his right, and as he pushes, his right foot goes forward, and his left foot stays planted, and you just go straight into the back of his calf and just.
Get your hands off him.
There we go. And he starts to get more aggressive, and you hear Miss Breckenridge call out, "Silas, don't waste your time. Why don't you come back to the inn? I can treat you all to a bath, which you need, but I can treat you all to a bath, and you can have an evening of some luxury." And then he just stops and looks at you.
No, that's more like it.
So
Silas.
I would have. So I would have been sort of. Oh no.
I'm not saying anything.
Okay. You do.
No, I would have sort of. I would have reached for my shield.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna keep my hand on my scimitar just to be safe.
I think it's time to go take your bath. Listen to Mom, because you kind of smell like your mother's cunt. Stinky. He starts grabbing his crotch.
Just turn and walk away.
I don't like you.
No one else
How
has
am I
any
gonna keep
balls?
walking?
Nah, I think you're just scared.
More than you, sir.
Just gonna keep walking off.
What was that?
More than you, sir. I'm welcome.
And you're the ones walking away. Huh?
Keep walking. Keep walking.
You keep walking. Keep silent.
Well, before I put on my shield, I'll just start straightening up my clothes and I'll just start walking.
I'm gonna, as we're walking away,
We don't want to damage that good.
how far away
No.
is he from me?
Hmm?
How far away is he from me? Like, where are we standing?
You guys are probably within like 30 feet of one another, all of you.
Yeah.
Then, as everyone starts to walk away without looking, I'll just kind of move my hands kind of out of view in my coat and cast my illusion on his shoulder. A whisper would be like, "See you tomorrow."
God.
And I'm gonna try to intimidate him and freak him out, and
Oh god.
just walk away.
So you have to make an intelligence check against your save DC.
Let's see. Yeah, if a creature can use his action to examine the sound or image and
Looks
determine
like
if it's an illusion with an
doesn't seem
successful
very
intelligence
intelligent.
check. And my spell save DC is 14.
Okay. Alright. But you're not looking back, so you don't
No,
see
I'm
how
not.
successful or not successful it is.
I'm just walking.
Okay. As you guys start walking away, what you guys are able to notice is you're able to notice 3 humans who are working and some other figures that are, it's kind of under the shadows of the boat itself, so you can't really distinguish them, but there's particularly one astral woman who's been standing off on the ship watching all this entire interaction. She's watching now. She is wearing makeup, which makes her already gorgeous features appear even more doll-like, even almost innocent. The way her fit, tight body kind of sits in her leather. She's just kind of sitting there, and you can see her flipping a dagger. Just
I don't trust
with
her.
with this coy smile as she watches everything kind of play out between you guys and the Dragona.
Is that on, like, was that on the ship that he was
Yeah.
on? Like, she was on.
So she's part of his group.
Yeah.
Then you see her just kind of flipping the dagger. As you guys do go away, passive perception is above 12.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
I'm at 12.
You're at 12.
I'm at
Okay,
12.
so 13, right? 14, 13.
12.
Oh, you're at 12?
Yeah.
15,
13.
13. So
That's
above 12, yeah. So the three of you do hear another voice kind of come from the ship. Bo, what are you doing? And you just hear him be like, just meeting some new friends. You see them kind of.
Just want to turn and
I
look at the man who's
turn
talking.
around.
You want to take a turn and look around?
Well, just look at the person who
Yeah.
I just listened to speak, who I heard.
Right.
Just want to see what he looks like.
Human, dark hair, and that's about as best you can get from the distance that you're at.
Fair enough.
So, just a human, dark hair,
Is he like tall or short or mid?
mid height.
Okay.
Nothing too stunning about him, not from this distance at least.
That's all I want to do.
Would I have heard Bo say making new friends? No. I'm not going to do anything.
No, but no, you
Okay.
you didn't hear it. It's all part of the same conversation.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys get to the end of the dock. Breckenridge turns around. I understand that that's hard. So, good on you for walking away. I invite you all to enjoy the spa at the ocean view, sorry, at the ocean view. And I would like to extend an invitation for dinner tomorrow for your group
At the end?
at the end.
It's very kind.
No,
Offer.
somewhere else.
Across town, right?
Across that. Yeah.
Go to Applebee's.
Like to take her, see if she's like, it seems suspicious that she's
Okay.
offering all this stuff. I don't know if I can tell from that though.
I'll make an insight check. What do you specifically
I want to see. It seems like she.
Like reading her intentions.
Yeah, just trying to see if I can tell like if there's something. I don't know.
Okay.
So just seems suspicious to me.
Let me see what you got.
Nope, it's gonna be like
A 5 total.
She's lying to you.
Okay.
and I cast Fireball. I'm
So
a level 4.
You,
It's my luck. Yeah. No.
So I want to.
So you, well, I apologize, I want to give him his read. So you take a look at her, she offers these things, kind of squint your eyes for a moment, and you remember you saved her life. Followed her guidance. And she's got some connections. Not to mention, she's also taken favor to one of your party members.
Yeah. I'll just-
Jason kind of sits there and he's like, Miss Breckenridge, I'm sorry, but am I included in that? She just chuckles. Yes, Jason.
Oh,
You can come.
yay.
Hey, Jason.
I love Jason.
He's like, great, we're gonna go bathe together. Let's go. So he starts kind of like swinging his arms and walking behind Miss Breckenridge. You guys hit the end of the port. Anything you guys want to do?
Yeah, I want to
Stay
walk
out of
up to
trouble.
Silas. And I'll be like, why don't you let me lead from now on? I told you before, and I'll tell you again. I'll tell you as many times as you need to hear it. I'll be your shield.
You were standing back there. How would you be my shield? You weren't even standing.
Nothing! I'm not doing it. I'm not doing any character. I'm
You
just.
didn't speak a word. It was directly engaging me. I did what I needed to do.
I have to do. There are certain things I have to present, like Miss Breckenridge said, but like I said, I will go in front of you.
Okay, if you must.
I must. But let's go.
So you guys start heading. Those of you who already picked it out, you know where the ocean view is. You can get your pieces over to the ocean view. So you guys start to
We're walking on the beach, right?
and there was our with our
Walking on a beach.
Shoes off.
There you go.
Stepping on a beach.
So let me see here.
SpongeBob memes.
So you guys get to the ocean view. It is extremely well lit from the inside. You can even see some lanterns that are lit on the outside to kind of create a nice view. You are able to, from its entrance, hear the waves kind of crashing into the beach that's opposite the road. And you see some people who are kind of luxuriously, walking around in some fine clothes and whatnot. You definitely start feeling out of place based off of their dress compared to your guys' dress. Are you wearing armor or fine clothes?
No, I'm wearing my clothes.
Fine clothes.
Oh, well, he fits in just fine.
Yeah, so you fit in just fine, maybe with the exception of your backpack carrying all the adventuring gear, but that's not incredibly unheard of for some nobility. So you start to enter into the main space. Again, there's there's a it's called an awning, kind of like an extended shade of the patio with multiple beams of wood holding it up. It's a very nice establishment. What?
I was like, that's the definition of an awning.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Wait, is it an awning? So you guys begin to head into the main entrance where the common area is, where people do most of their checking in. Miss Breckenridge kind of heads over to a counter. You see her introduce herself. You see the person. They start kind of like moving around. She kind of nods, comes back. It should be just a few moments. They are preparing for it. So you guys sit down. There's some comfortable chairs. A few moments later, a man comes out and starts walking by. He's an older gentleman, gray hair, trying to hold on to a decent beard that's well trimmed, but it still holds. It's mostly gray, but holds on to some flakes of his blackened hair from his youth. And he stops and looks down at Miss Breckenridge. She crosses her leg, brings both of her hands down, looks over at him. Miss Breckenridge? Jonathan? You've arrived late. I was delayed. It happens, you know how that is. My ship arrives in another week. And you see this disdain start to form on his face, and you see him shake it off a little bit. She says, well, you will have full amenities of an honored guest. And then you see that furrowing of the eyebrows again. Thank you. I appreciate that. He looks at the rest of you. Walks off. Miss Breckenridge just sits there.
Former ogre.
Insightful.
Hold on. And I'll just smile.
She starts tapping two of her fingers. This is quite a weight that they're giving us, isn't it? Enough time to have a unpleasant encounter.
Or two.
It's your place to get drinks.
There. You guys can actually see a bar on this island, but as anybody starts to look and gander around, there's somebody who comes up. Miss Breckenridge? Yes. Your quarters are ready. Great. Thank you. She stands up. She looks to the seven of you. These are some guests of mine. They are going to utilize the spa for a few hours. 2? Maybe.
Yes.
Sure. Then 2 hours. And yes, absolutely. And do you want to hold on to your things or store them somewhere while you're in the spa? You can do whatever you'd like.
I don't have much. I'll just take what I have with me.
Is
My
there
stuff.
Quick. Yes, just 2 hours with the spa. And she kind of gets up, turns to you guys. Tomorrow evening, an hour before dusk. Dinner.
We'll be here.
Good.
Sounds fine.
Great. She starts to walk away. As she walks away, and it's just you guys and Jason, Jason kind of looks around. Not as busy as I thought it would be. And then he quickly
I
turns
nudge
away.
Artemis, yeah.
Does anybody want to drink?
Does anyone want to drink?
It's a spa for me.
I'm going to the spa
What are you
as
nudging
well.
me for?
The spa makes good
You
sense,
offer me a
actually.
drink? It looks like.
We should go to the spa.
Yeah. After a nice long trip.
So, you guys start heading to the spa, is that correct? Everyone's heading to the spa? Okay, there is specifically gender separated, so the girls can go to one spa, the guys can go to the other. You guys are able to get to your spas. The guys, you are naked, I'm assuming.
Well, I'm just saying, my guy's got no shame. He's going out.
So in the spas are, they are made. They are constantly pouring hot water into this big pool, but it definitely looks naturally formed. You know, it looks kind of like almost like a hot spring that's there. They've got rocks that kind of boulder that are formed together to create this large bathhouse. You can see some, greenery that fills up the area, and a large wooden wall that separates the men's side from the women's side. And it's your guys' is pretty empty. It's just you guys and Jason who's there, and he kind of like runs and jumps in, and then as he kind of like runs and he takes off his glasses and goes wow, and you see the splash kind of not as lusterful as you would imagine from a cannonball, and he kind of gets up and he's like, it's shallow.
Probably hot.
It's supposed to be hot.
You guys will notice that along Alistair's arm there is a very large scar on his left arm where he holds his shield.
I was about to ask, are we able to see the rest of your burn?
Yep. As Kaden kind of gets undressed, you see the burn that you just before saw the little tip of it on the neck. You see it covers actually the entirety of his chest, part down his side, his arm down to about right here, down his thigh,
Jesus!
and up to about maybe just past knee, coming up to the calf. It looks like it's healed. Doesn't look like it's very old, but it does look like it's healed. But it looks like it's on his back too. It's a very large burn.
As he's undressing, just a few moments ago, what happened to you?
Fire.
Did he call you Kate?
And all over the yes, now that we've known each other a little while, you can call me Kate as well. Told that I'm not very trusting with my personal information, but
Well, it's up to you. It's your name. Whatever you want me to call you.
Cypher or Caden?
I'm Kaden.
Caden? Okay.
Kaden Cypher is my name.
Caden's the first name, Cypher's the last name. Okay, cool.
But to answer your question, Sam, it was house fire. I lost my home.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Roll insight.
Yeah. You're gonna roll a charisma check. You will silently decide if it's deception or persuasion, and not tell anybody, and just let me know what the number is to his insight.
10.
26.
Okay.
What? You believe anything
Sorry,
he
I have
says.
a chance.
24.
You believe everything.
Not
Okay,
have a
24.
chance.
Now this is either persuasion to convince you that he's telling the truth, or it's deception to convince you that he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
So
It looks like he's telling the truth.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like he's being genuine.
Looks like I'm telling the truth, boy.
The reason why we did the silent persuasion or deception is so that if he beats you, you don't know. And
You just see that he does look sad and saying, but
Sorry to hear about your home.
it's okay. Yeah. Takes a deep breath and walks into the pool and kind of just lays back and lets it come up to his neck. Even though it's shallow, he'll just kind of stretch out.
Does it hurt?
Not anymore. And I'll just have my eyes closed the entire time. Just kind of relaxing. I'll keep my band in my hair kind of up a little bit.
Does it do anything to you? The water.
I think that's
Me?
Yeah. Do you
No.
flake?
No.
He's asking See if you grow in the water.
Do I grow in the water? No. I understand that it may look like I would, but no, I don't sprout into a
Definitely looks like you would.
But
Jason, you are on it tonight.
I can be very funny.
Did Jason already get a drink on his way to the spot?
We're not.
In fact, we'll hop over to the girls in a moment. In a moment. Once Artemis sits back down, we'll get. So you girls head over to the spa. You're there, and actually there's two women that are there, human women. They see you kind of approaching, and they just kind of like, we're actually just finishing, so. And they kind of, as a courtesy, just kind of nod at you and kind of get up. They get up and they start to cover themselves. But you two have already changed, correct?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure at this
Yeah.
point,
Yeah,
being
so
on the
they
ship,
see
we've
you and
changed
just kind of-
in front of me.
Sorry, we're just leaving, and they kind of get up and they particularly stare at you but trying not to stare at you. You know how it's one of those things where they kind of like look at you for 5 seconds and look at her for 1 second?
Are you okay?
Yes, no, and that's as they kind of head out. And it's just the two of you in there.
You don't think it's very deep, do you?
I would think not.
Cannonball! You hear from over the wall. Oh, it's really shallow.
So that would be a no mesh, so.
Jason, are you okay?
Okay.
And then I'm gonna walk
The
into
guys' voices start to get quieter because they realize how
That
easy
wasn't
it is
good.
to hear. You get in?
Yeah, I want to get in.
You know, like I have like my braid out, so like my hair is like down to like my hips, like the lower part of the back. It's actually pretty long when it's out of the braid. So
I didn't realize your hair was so long.
that's why I keep it up.
It's very pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah, we don't have hair.
Except on your eyebrows.
Yeah, eyebrows are different than hair,
That's still hair, yes?
but it's my eyebrows.
Your eyebrow hair.
Agree to disagree.
Oh.
You just see me very lightly touching them, making sure they're still.
They're still there.
When she gets in the water, they like.
No!
The steam causes them to curl.
They're like big bushes because they curl and they're like frizzy and.
Right.
I was thinking of you doing that thing with the hair where you're in the water and you go like this, but
Yeah,
the
those
eyebrows are
eyebrows.
the ones that
So you girls are relaxing in. Guys, are you having any other conversations with each other or with Jason?
I think.
I was gonna ask what
No.
happened to.
Sorry, I don't have any burns or scars or any really interesting stories, so.
I just.
Sounds like you made it. Who character?
You wouldn't even be able to really see any scars on me. It's just tiles, just covering all of me.
I did notice his arm, and I was gonna ask what may have happened there.
Yeah, pretty much the burn kind of goes all the way along up his arm. He usually keeps it hidden, but an accident at the old at the great anvil underneath got too close to the anvil itself, or the forge, is actually run with actual magma for the shaping of the
Oh.
got too close.
That sounds an extreme way of forging.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Yes, it's where we kind of get our name, and just our family believes that the magma and the fire and the metal kind of trained together is the truest form of worship for that. But yeah, it's you would actually notice it's not like something he had when he was younger. It would kind of almost be like his, where it's a little bit more recent, but it looks like it's healed.
Okay. Sorry to go ahead, and if that brings up any bad memories, of course didn't mean to send you into the 1,000-yard stare.
No,
So
it's
you
fine.
tripped?
Kind of. Yeah, I kind of as I was walking. It's
Does
alright.
yours hurt?
No, not anymore. And I've gotten used. It did, but I've
Even in the water?
put my arm in the water. No,
I
still
think
fine.
he knows how scars
Or
work.
just shakes his hand a little bit. Ooh.
You wouldn't notice, because we've been on the ship for so long, I haven't really done much. There would be slight little...
The stem growth?
Yeah, the stem,
Yeah.
slight stem growth,
Mhm.
so... While I'm in there, may seem weird, doesn't hurt, I'm going to take care of...
Are you plucking them or are you cutting them? Cutting?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you just see little stems with like
I'm like in the water.
two leaves kind of floating around.
It's like toenail shading.
Right. Yeah. Like those leaves in the pool, and you're just
Just gonna go ahead and clog up the filter.
right next to it. Son of a.
And Jason just keeps like doing his hair and stuff. And he's like, I'm sweating.
That's
The point.
You see, I'm like making my mustache like, yes. This feels nice. I haven't had a bath since we got on the ship. It feels good.
So what are you all doing here? He just kind of looks out into the sky.
I want to make sure you don't get dehydrated, pal.
I hear here. What are you doing in Carington Port?
From what I've heard from everyone else, it seems like we're all searching for something.
Search for something, to make a little bit of money.
I'm just on an envoy from my village, to be honest. Mostly looking around and exploring the outer worlds.
Are you familiar with the Wayfinders Guild?
Spoke to Breckenridge about it briefly. Spoke to Breckenridge about it briefly.
Yeah.
Oh. Thank you for letting us know.
I didn't. No problem.
What's this Wayfinders Guild?
It's a guild that started a long time ago. It started in Emryca. They were trying to map out the overgrowth surrounding the city because it was getting really bad. Villages were getting lost, resources were starting to get diminished. And they just started expanding from there. They got rid of most of the overgrowth that allowed Emryca to maintain its position in the world. Farming started again. They started doing a lot of agricultural trade and stuff like that. So the guild expanded into Rennok, which then also started to get its own trade. Some people like to say that that's why Rennok started to secede, because it could, could afford it, but Rennok does what Rennok does. Are you from Rennok?
No.
You see the second nurse nodding his head slowly.
I mean, I don't have any problems with Rennok or anything. It's just, or Rennockians. So, but they, and then after that, the Wayfinders Guild just started going around the world trying to help out some of the major cities with the overgrowth around them, making sure that they can still harvest what resources they have and keep trade going. When,
Breckenridge said there was a small sect of them here.
mm-hmm.
And,
This is their first small sect. They're in Kaish, they're in Frelia, they're not in Tandara. They wouldn't be up there. But Emryca, Rennok, and this is with a lot of the things that have happened in Carington Port the last few years. They started coming out here to try to help out with some things, and a lot of other adventurers, some groups that are part of the guild started coming out here and taking jobs. That's about
do you know how we can contact them?
Yeah, I'm going there tomorrow morning. That's why I'm here. I'm commissioned by them to map it out.
We're friends on
You are a
the...
wayfinder.
No. Then he kind of starts like waving. He's like, no, I'm not that adventurous. But
Maybe one day.
maybe. But no, they wanted to commission my father. He told him he told them that he would send me. They said okay, so that's what I'm here for.
Do you mind if one or two or most of us come along with you tomorrow?
No problems.
Okay.
Yeah. They've got a building just north of the farmers market on the east side of town.
You heading out first thing?
Yeah, I'll be heading out probably an hour after dawn.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I know
I can
I
show
know
you
I'll
the
be
way.
there. Anyone else who wants to come certainly can.
I can show you the way.
There might be some good work there.
Were our friends from the dock by chance part of the guild there?
Maybe they could be part of the guild. They could be trying to get trying to be aspiring members. There's a lot of groups that are coming out here trying to become part of the guild.
Sounds pretty well known.
Yeah, the Wayfinders Guild. Very international. In fact, most of you would actually probably be a little familiar with it. You probably wouldn't.
I don't think I would probably
No.
either.
You would, and maybe not.
Certainly don't think it would.
So yeah, we'll leave it as it is with how you guys are feeling about it. So yeah, I can take you guys there tomorrow morning. But I am starting to get gross. Kind of like it's like taking the oils that are sweating out from him in the spa.
I think you should maybe step out for a moment.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pack up and head out. I need to get over to the Carington.
Oh, sure. Oh, so where would you want to meet in the morning? Is there a nice central point between the two ends we can meet up at?
I guess I can find you. Are you staying here?
We are staying here.
You guys are staying here? I could find you here. Yeah, I could be here. I'll be here at dusk though, because of the time it'll take for us to go. I wanted to be there by an hour after dusk. Or dawn, sorry.
It's been a long day.
It has. It's been a long week. So, yeah. I'll be here at dawn. Because I wanted to be there an hour after dawn.
Understood.
If that's okay.
Understood.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow.
Drive safe.
Tell Mesh and Artemis I said goodbye. Or Mesh, Artemis,
Yeah, Jason?
Yes?
I'm leaving. Goodbye.
You're not staying?
No, I'm going to the Carington.
Oh, I thought you were going to stay here with us.
No,
Why not?
it's expensive.
Is the carrying in cheaper?
Yes.
Huh.
Indeed. Well, have a good night.
Have a good night.
Drive safe.
So he
I don't
kind of
have
puts a
to
towel
cover.
on. You see him kind of go around the corner where most of you got unchanged and things like that. Grabs his stuff. He heads out.
I'm gonna stay there for the full 2 hours.
As
Yeah.
am I. Yeah.
I'm gonna help me with these stretches.
About an hour into it, Miss Breckenridge comes in to the girls' spa.
Oh, I was like,
Hi, Miss Breckenridge.
Hello, darling.
How are you?
I'm good. She kind of looks you over for a moment. I'm good.
Did you get all straightened out with Jonathan and everybody whenever you came in?
Yes, I did. Got my quarters arranged, so thought I'd come in and get a bath myself, even though I can smell.
I know what you mean.
bitch.
The water's great.
I
Come
meant
in.
I could smell myself. Anyway.
Even with 3 changes of clothes, it wasn't enough to keep the smell from the long journey.
So many clothes. Are they all day clothes? Are they all day clothes?
Mesh.
And they're just clothes that allow me
We're
to,
not gonna have this conversation.
clothes that allow me to change out. I'm surprised those of you who wore the same set of clothes for 7 days straight didn't look getting any sort of rashes or anything like that.
I know, right?
This record is very excited.
Their ears are all pressed against the
No,
wall.
the
Gotta get these girls
In
around.
fact, like, as a DM, I forgot to make you guys roll a Constitution save for the people who wore the same set of clothes all the entire journey.
I don't get rashes very easily. I've heard stories of them, but I've never seen one before.
I imagine you wouldn't.
Yeah,
Tough skin,
that it is.
literally. So.
She just.
I take it you are going to take your other friends for the Wayfinders Guild tomorrow?
We are. Do you know where it's at? I was just gonna wander around and ask, but do you
I'm
know?
not sure. No. This is my first time here. I only knew how to get here, but I do know Wayfinders here.
Okay. Well, I'm sure we'll find our way.
Find a way.
Find a way to Wayfinders.
Yes.
Made a funny. I made a funny.
And then she
You
just
did,
kind of
Mesh.
sits in and relaxes. Do you know where you're staying?
Well,
I thought she had offered a room.
Do you
she's in
mean
the same boat. Do you mean
like which room we're in at here, or which inn?
Are you staying here?
Are you feeling okay, Miss Breckenridge?
I'm feeling just fine.
I seem to remember a conversation where you had offered.
A bath
yes?
and dinner the next day.
Yes.
I'm terribly sorry. I don't want to sound rude.
Oh,
but
of course.
no, the room was not offered. You're more than welcome to stay here, rooms permitting, but I wanted to save the Silas boy from picking the wrong fight, so I offered you a bath and a meal.
Which is more than enough. Thank you for that.
Of course.
Is there something wrong?
No, you just remind me of someone.
What? Since we know each other so well, I don't suppose there would be any sort of discount on the room, would there?
Huh?
I shall show you after I hear you make a sound.
Mesh. You've been provided a free bath, and you'll be provided a meal tomorrow.
Which is more
Well,
than courteous.
Except that you're not well traveled, and I don't mean that as an insult by any means, but right now you would be pushing your luck, as they would say.
But you don't know if you don't ask. I didn't mean any harm, but I was just
Sometimes
asking.
you shouldn't ask.
How do I know unless I ask and find out?
Take this as a learning experience. When you've already been offered a lot, just take it. Don't ask for more.
And I just kind of turn away. I just sit there quietly.
I think Mesh and I will
Ashamed.
share a room for the night, and then the next day perhaps look at Carington Inn. That's what that nice Jason boy was telling us. He was staying there. Looks like that may be more affordable for us.
Okay, of course. She kind of looks to Mesh, looks to you. I will allow the two of you to enjoy the spa for the time you have. I think I've had enough, and I wouldn't want to intrude on any conversations you might have. So she gets up with her towel and kind of escorts herself out.
Oh. Mesh.
I'm sorry, okay?
Oh. No, that is why I intervened. It's quite all right, little one. You will learn.
Not much shorter than you.
You are my little one.
I'm about done with this bath. Are you done?
In a moment. I have something I would like to ask you. Actually, probably should have asked you when we met. Why did you leave Tondora?
I am looking for somebody.
Do you know who you're looking for? And please, for the love of God, say yes.
It's very open-ended. I just...
Oh God.
I will probably know them when I see them. But there's no timeline. There's no time limit. I just need to find a person.
You need to find a person. You don't know this person's name. You don't know what they look like. You don't know who they are.
No, but I think that you misunderstand. You think that I'm looking for a specific person.
Yes.
But it could be anybody.
Maybe you get any better and it got better.
Right?
I'm sorry, Mitch, I don't think I understand.
I was. I'm. I am going to explore. I am going to wander the land. And if I find somebody who fits what I'm looking for, they were the person I was looking for. If I find if I find somebody that meets my criteria.
I'm sorry, are you talking about a man? Because it sounds like you have this idea.
Very vague Tinder profile.
Likes views. Walks. Right. Exploring.
Is it
Well,
that
it doesn't have to be a man.
Oh, right. No judgment, Mesh. Not at all.
It could be anybody. It doesn't have to be a particular race.
Oh my god.
Taking some weird turns.
Her plenty of fish profiles just all over there. Doesn't matter.
I mean, she's not picky. I mean,
Right, yeah.
like, it could be
Be
any
anybody.
race.
Whatever you got.
I was told to find somebody. I will do so, but I will find them on my own terms.
Was it like your parents pressuring you?
I would rather really not talk about it.
Oh, right. That's fine.
That was the line.
I mean, I understand, you know.
Just maybe give me a little bit. I know we're friends, but it's people died, and I would really rather not. But soon, okay?
All right.
And then like I get kind of choked up a little bit, and then just. But I'm okay now.
Good. Yes, you talk about it when you
But eventually I'll find somebody.
Are we talking like a soulmate type thing? I just want to
I don't wanna
make
talk
sure.
about
I just want to make sure I'm understanding correctly.
I don't think I've heard that term before. What's a soulmate?
Well, I personally don't believe in them, but supposedly there is someone for everyone, and this particular person is who you are destined to be with forever.
So like bestest of best friends.
Bestest of best friends. There you go.
But best friends exist. Why not?
Yes, best friends do exist, but this is when you like you're meant to love this person. This is more than friendship. This is
No.
what?
No.
I'm sorry. Come again.
You asked if I was looking for a soulmate type person. No.
Oh, the answer is no. All right. So you then a best friend then?
Eventually.
All right. Hopefully I can help you find this person.
I kind of don't want to find them.
And that's when two other people come into the spot. Two women start coming in. You can hear them singing kind of this. La 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 la. Oh, hello. Hello, ladies. Oh my God, what are you?
I'm Mesh. What are you?
I love her response.
So good.
Yes.
So good.
My name is Helena. Oh, and this is Brittany. Let me kind of. Are you human? No, she's not human. Obviously, she's not human. What are you? You're Mesh. I understand. Is Mesh what you are, or is it who you are?
Yes.
Yes!
Stumbled across a great conversation. They both kind of settle down and just kind of sit with you. Where are you from?
I am from Tandara.
Ah, I've heard of your kind.
You're not going to. Do you need a bucket?
No, I'm fine. Just a momentary hiccup. It's fine.
Because there's a bucket.
I know. I can see the bucket. I'm fine. I'm fine, right? Brittany's like, she's fine. She's fine.
Brittany says you're fine.
So, good. You're from Tandara. And who are you?
Artemis.
Artemis.
Don't
Something-
laugh. It's a nice name.
It is a nice name. That's what I said.
Actually, didn't hear you say that at all.
I was about to, and somebody rudely interrupted. I feel like I'm being stoned.
Is that funny to you?
It's a, yes.
That's funny to me.
Because there's a Darwin in your presence?
No, why would that? No, I would never.
I want to see if she's lying.
She is.
Well, I rolled a 15 anyway, so I probably would have been able to.
She is. And where are you from?
Isn't it obvious where I'm from?
Obviously, but
Okay.
where from in Emryca?
Freya.
Frelia.
Well, near.
Near Frelia. In the wilds, perhaps.
Makes you say that.
You just seem. Sometimes a bath's not enough.
I suddenly start like washing myself, splashing her, like but trying to like pretend like I was just
Washing.
and subtly.
Careful. I know you're not familiar with it, but those hands are pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See, I am not small.
What was that?
Oh, nothing.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. You have to project a little bit more.
I'm sorry, is there alcohol clogging your ears?
No, you drink alcohol.
Well, perhaps you've drank so much that it's just gone to your ears.
I've never met an astral quite like you before.
I will take that as a compliment.
Yeah, I can't believe an astral so uneducated in anatomy.
Well, I know enough to know that you have a tiny
This table
brain. Yeah, everybody's super rude.
I think it's just the spot.
You know enough to know that I have a tiny brain?
Yes.
Interesting. What seems to be keeping up with you, even though I'm 5 classes in?
That's probably just your baseline standard because you need to drink daily to be happy with yourself.
Mesh!
Even the Dharma outwits you. Clever. But a little deep.
Remove the dagger.
Truce? She holds up a glass. Truce? I'm sorry. And Brittany kind of, like, she is sorry. She's just...
Yes, perhaps you got off on the wrong foot. I'm Artemis, this is Mesh. She is Diamond, and I am Astral.
Helena, Brittany, word human. Brittany's like...
I think Mesh and I will leave you ladies to enjoy the spa here,
Okay.
and perhaps even get a drink ourselves.
Wonderful.
All right, perhaps we should try the champagne here, as recommended by Rennok, was it?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna climb out and like start drying off, but the first thing I do is grab out of my pack a little brush.
Brush
And brush my eyebrows out. First thing I do.
You brush your eyebrows. You head out. They stay in. And then what are the two of you doing?
I imagine heading back out to like the main
The
foyer
common
kind of
area?
thing.
Yeah.
So you guys get dried off. We'll say that we're wrapping up about the 2 hours. So you guys will be wrapping up as well, I'm imagining.
Yeah.
Go straight over to wherever the front desk is afterwards.
So,
Remember when Miss Breckenridge offered us a room? I remember.
I got plenty of spaces.
all right. So you guys head out. We'll say that you guys kind of convene at the roughly the same time, taking the full 2 hours. So you guys are in the main foyer.
Yeah.
Common area
Your
foyer.
fine clothes.
Yes.
I'm still naked
So-
from the bath.
Oh my
Just walked out.
Just walking around.
Just send me a
I mean,
couple
I would be alright with
exercise.
that. That's my guy would be doing that. So I'm just gonna.
I suppose we should
Yeah.
be trying to find a room.
That's what I was planning.
So is
Let's
there
go
like
ahead.
a front desk
Yep.
check-in area?
Mhm.
I'll go up to it and be like, do you have 2 rooms available?
2 rooms.
3.
Uh,
3.
3 rooms.
There's a. I need my room. They're not gonna
3 rooms.
apparently intrude on everybody.
3 rooms? Absolutely. Rooms will hold 2 guests per room. And we do have 3 rooms available. Together, same floor?
Preferably yes.
Okay. Absolutely. That would be 6 quarts.
I'll hand over 4 gold.
4 quarts.
Quartz.
No.
Wow.
Anytime somebody says quarts, most of the time they're referring to clear quarts.
Okay.
I'll hand over the other 2. Are you paying for his room? Why?
I said I was gonna pay for
Oh, in that case, I missed that. I'll hand over 2 quartz.
I'm gonna hand over to
2.
Great.
2. 4 gold.
Sounds good.
it's 2 gold per room.
2
Two
quarts.
guests?
2 quarts per room, and then they can hold 2 guests each.
Okay. So that's 1 room for 2 people,
Oh. And yeah,
and Jeremy needs his own rooms.
Say.
Well, I mean, somebody
I mean, you can go ahead and join me. Just know that you guys are gonna see some things. Well, you've already seen it. I mean,
I was just
Yeah,
gonna say, we just saw you in the
oh, like oh, you
Yeah.
just saw me in the bathhouse.
Yeah,
You can share if you'd like. Just
Yes.
You don't have like a futon in the room?
Yeah.
You don't have the pull-out couch for the third person?
No. You might
What's a
try.
pull-out couch?
You could try the coral inn if you want.
I'm messing with you. Of course, we will graciously take our 3 rooms.
thank you. I appreciate it.
So I guess that means me and you, Cypher, are rooming together?
yes.
We can talk about our burns?
Sure.
Alright. So you guys get your rooms. You guys get your rooms. Heading up to the room?
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually-
Yeah.
Okay. Heading up to the room, heading up to the room. Okay. So you guys head up. You guys are on the first floor, or I'm sorry, on the second floor, first floor of like.
Gotcha.
Right. Yeah. You guys get into these rooms. The rooms are pretty wonderful.
2 beds?
They're large. Yeah. They have 2 beds. They
it's one king.
They have, there's no bath. Like there's no bath there. It's not like a modern. The bath is where you guys were. Right. So you have 2 rooms, nice amenities. There is a basin if you want to use it, and just some places to store your things. There is some fresh. Oh gosh, I can't remember the name of the flower that like adds a scent. Lavender. Lavender, yes. Fresh lavender that's on your guys' pillows. So.
I'll go over and pick that one up and hold it. And I'll get both of the pieces of lavender. You said there's a basin in there?
Mhm.
Does it have water in it?
Yep.
I'm gonna put the lavender
Well,
in the water.
Sorry, there's some.
Oh, okay,
pour
sure.
water.
Yeah, so I'll pour water into it. Is water just cold water or is it warm water?
Room temperature.
I'll pour it in there and I'll put the lavender in. and I'll get my clothes and like my jacket that I have, a multicolored jacket that's got kind of different colors on there, and I'll take it and I'll start washing it with the lavender water.
Okay, gotcha.
Wow, very resourceful.
I understand. Okay. Anything that you guys are doing?
I wanted to clarify, actually, a comment that you made earlier about rolling Constitution for wearing the same clothes. Is that
Yeah.
something that we have to be aware of?
It was gonna be a joke.
Oh,
Yeah, I wasn't gonna worry too much about it.
okay.
I want to give you guys a hard time.
Gotcha.
As I'm taking
Then-
off all my armor and stuff, I'll look over at stuff. You know what we need? We need a cart. There's a lot of stuff to be carrying around all the time.
I was thinking the same thing. Maybe a horse might be expensive, but maybe a donkey or something can come with us. I travel light, but your armors and gear.
Right, and plus the stuff we don't want to take into battle. Should look into that.
There might be something on the agenda to do tomorrow, especially if we're going to be traveling together. Well, that is nice. I like the way you think.
I like the way you wash your clothes. So I'm taking off my nice clothes.
I think I need to get several more pairs.
Right? It's the way of the town.
And then, but before the night ends, I'll just get out my book again and I'll start writing it.
Okay. And then the two of you.
Just set up shop on one of the beds, I suppose, and
That guy on the dock didn't mess with you too much, did he?
oh no,
No. Just-
no, I intended to do something a lot cooler than that.
You know, just be cautious. He may not have been a threat for all of us, but had his crew joined in, we just got here. We don't really need to go ahead and
Oh, certainly.
throw right off the bat to go ahead and make a name for
he was
ourselves in
just
that way.
he was pushing some very particular buttons of mine. That was it.
Very, very vulgar, to say the least. You know, I just try and ignore stuff like that. Usually people who will go ahead and throw words like that are just scared of their own insecurities.
It's
So
almost more than I could do to walk away from his last comment.
Mhm.
My mother didn't make it when my town was destroyed.
Gotcha.
I'm glad I had you guys with me.
I've tried to intervene a little bit. He seemed to go ahead and try and pick on me, but you know.
Just had to open my mouth. It's like running into that squid tentacle. I should just stay away from things, and I'll probably be fine.
Yeah, all right there. Hey, no harm, no foul at the end of the day here. So, alright,
I'm just going to meditate.
just gonna meditate. I'm gonna go ahead and go to sleep. So,
Alright.
wham!
Alright, the two of you.
I'm exhausted. I'm crawling into bed, like conking out.
Okay.
I do sleep. Sleep well.
Sweet dreams.
Before we actually go to bed, I want to say something.
Okay.
How long have you worked at the forge?
Oh, my whole life. Ever since I was big enough to pick up a hammer.
It's been a long time since I've heard the hammering, the forge. Kind of miss the sound,
Oh,
to
yeah?
be honest.
Where did you hear it?
A close friend. When you see him, kind of just stare out for a second, thinking. Used to work at the forge. Used to watch. There's a. Call me.
Yeah.
There
I
are
couldn't
people
agree
almost-
more. Sometimes it was what my parents would do to get me to sleep. Was have someone hammering away at some piece of armor or weapon of some sort.
Well, thank you. Conversation. Don't talk much about my past very often.
I did notice that when I brought up my heritage or background or what have you, you did get a little perturbed, I guess.
I just. Nobility has always been. Well, it's not something I'm kind of comfortable talking about. I'm sorry if I seemed rude.
Not at all. I mean, from what I've heard from Miss Breckenridge, apparently our families would be quite different. I'm new to this whole thing. I've been kind of stuck at the the great anvil my whole life, so.
Don't get me wrong. I have nothing against any of the other noble houses. It's more the nobility itself brings up bad memories. It's
I
nothing
see.
to do with you. And honestly, I never much care for names, their meanings.
I only wear my, or I only care about my name, I guess, because of the pride it brings me when I look at my armor or see how my weapon and my shield. So,
Well deserved. It's master craftsmanship.
thank you. I appreciate that. I don't tell Kelsar, but his was pretty good as well.
I won't say anything.
Thank you.
Well, good night.
Yeah.
What was that?
Wow, keep it down!
I'm trying to sleep.
Yes, seems like we have a busy day tomorrow.
Yes, gotta find a donkey.
Yes, that we do.
All right.
Go to bed.
So you guys are gonna go to bed.
I'll do my last minute prayers. And
Okay.
go to sleep.
Perfect. So you guys are able to go to bed. Actually, you'll be waking up right just before dawn. Yeah, because you guys got in an hour after dusk. It's been roughly 2 hours. Add 15 minutes for travel time. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the end of this episode because we are going to take a break and grab some snacks. We're all going to use the bathroom, and then we'll come back for the next episode, episode 4, as they get into Carington Port the next morning, which will be June 9th, by the way, second week. So don't forget to like, comment, because we want to hear your comments. We want to hear how you like the episode or what you think we could do to improve, and subscribe, ring the bell, make sure you catch the next episode. Other than that, hope you have a good night and take care.